Hey guys, we're back. All right, a little bit more. I just pulled up the whole page here. All right, so now what we're gonna do is numbers this time. So we're gonna do, we could do var length equals 12. We can run that. I'm just gonna run everything through Xcode. You see how to run it in the other editor. You could do that. And then I could click on this right if I want to see it down here as well. So let's say that we did var width. Let's do this. Let's try this over again. So let's say that we're building a deck, and we're going to say that we'll say deck length equals, we'll say how many inches. We'll say roughly. So we're looking about the length of it being about 10 feet. So we'll say 120 inches. Or that's not 120 inches. 12 times 10, yeah. All right, and then we could say the deck width equals the width of it. I'm trying to think of the width of my my deck, which is pretty big. So it's about, actually the length of it is like 20 feet, but we'll say the length of it in this case we'll say 5 feet. So that's not big. Maybe we change that around. So instead of 12 feet, we'll say it's I say 20 feet at least, because depending on the size of it. So now we've did 20 times 12, so it should be 240 inches. I think it's about the size of my deck. I could be wrong. And then the width we'll say is about 10 feet. So now we're like, okay, it equals 120. I'm trying to do something logistic here. And then we want to divide the area. So we'll say var area equals the length, deck length, right here, times the deck width right here, and we can run it. It gives us what the value is. So you could do something like that. Let's say that we wanted to do another value. So let's say that we did var, let's say deck length new. So say we're building a new deck length. Let's say deck length for soccer field. And we can say there's a smaller, so we'll say it's 120 inches, and then say that we had the deck length and width soccer. And let's say that we were going with smaller number, so let's say 60. Then we can do, okay, area, we already did area too, equals, I should do this, deck area, should have what I did in the first place, equals what? The deck length soccer times the deck length width, and then gives us a value. We can come down here and boom, we have a value just like that. Actually, you know what, I just realized I talked about I'm a little off topic here. I guess we could do that. I guess this video will be a little bit of, well, we'll just keep it at that, and we'll utilize this stuff for something else. All right, so we could do stuff like that. Let's say that we want to, let me go back here, other numbers that we can use, or just like that. So those would be like your integer values, right? Let's see what else we could do. A double. So let's say var money. We'll say my money equals, well, let's do this, var my money, and then we could do double right there, not double T, double, I got it there. Let's say equals, let's say that we did 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. All right, we could run it, and it declares that. It's just that we're saying that I don't know what we're saying, but we're saying that it equals that right there, which is fine. But the way we want it to. So we want to have different numbers, and what we want to do is we want it to trick it, saying that, hey, you know what, this cannot be an integer because it's too long. So let's add more numbers into this here. Let's just add crazy numbers in here. It should overflow it. All right, so okay, let me do this right here. This is what I was trying to accomplish. This first, and now if I run this, all right, perfect. It expects it to, let's trim it up a little bit. So what happens here, it runs it and it does an expression type. So it's expecting some type of type because it used to say it was an overflow because it was an integer. So what we could do here is we could say double. Actually, you know what? It might have been this. Let's see if it gives us that error. Oh, okay, it didn't do that. Anyways, what we want to do here in this case, we want to again do a double so that it creates a double value like this right here for us, puts in a double value versus keeping it as an integer because the integer doesn't know what to do with it. Okay, so that's kind of where I was going, and I kind of lost track when I was talking about it. All right, so let's see what else we could do. For my new money, we could say equals negative 56.45. See what happens. Oops. Equals 56.45. No big deal. Just like anything else. We can use a float, and we can do var something. And we could say, oh, let's make that a float, and we'll say it equals 376, and it should equal 376, no problem. There you go. You can do simple math, kind of like what we did up here. We could do sum. We could do var sum 56 plus 57 divided by 98. Excuse me. All right, second statements on a line must be separated. So they changed something around a little bit. Or I don't know how to put an equal sign in here. That might work. Yeah. So 56 plus 57 divided by 98 is 56. So you could do something like that. You could do remainders. So let's say that we want to do a remainder. We could do remainder equals 13 percentage 5 and run that. And then we're at, so you could do remainders. What else can you do? Let's see, if random number, I'm trying to think of a random number. So let's do this. So let's create random number equals 12, my favorite number. And I can say if random number, and we'll say percentage 2 equals 0, oops, print, this is an even number, else, whoops, else, yeah, we got it. Else, we could say print, this is an odd number. It'd be nice if I close these guys in. Recap, if random number remainder 2 equals 0, random is 12, print that this is an even number, else it's an odd number. So let's run this here. This is, it is an even number, so it picks up 12. So let's do 13 and see what happens. And it picks up, it's an odd number. So you could do simple things like that as well. So it does provide this information for you, makes it pretty simple. All right, and I'm gonna grab this code right here. for my next, I don't know if I'm gonna use it in my next video. I think I might want to. Yeah, I'm gonna use it in my next video. So let me copy these guys here. And thanks for watching my video.